Well, thank you. That's new too. But can you hear that? Did you hear that female voice jump in, or is that just me?
I heard it.
Oh, that's new. That wasn't here last semester. All right. Well, this is what. Oh, I didn't write the. I didn't write the number of students we have because this is online, so it doesn't matter. But I think we have a lot of. I can't remember, 16 or 17. We got 2 other people trying to join here. Good morning for you who are patiently trying to sign in. I appreciate it. We're having some equipment problems all the way around, which is not unusual for the first time. Let's see, I'm in the wrong place. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how many students are in this class. Wow. $25? Yeah, that's right. There's 25 of you. So we're a little bit short of that. But I'm not. Now, obviously, you guys, is that you, say, sir? No, you're trying to hear. Who's, I can't, nobody's lit up here, so I can't see who's talking to me. Justine? Justin, were you talking to me? Well, I should have sent you the invitation earlier, which is what I normally do, but I was having my own equipment issues this morning. Oh, Raymond. Raymond, are you listening to this while you're driving your car?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, great. We got a good connection.
Yes, sir. Thank you. No, that's just a picture when I was actually coming out of church. It was a while back, but that's my picture.
Oh, well, you look kind of angelic, so that's good. That's good.
Thank you, sir. Am I the only one here, by the way, or?
Oh no, you can't see everybody else?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I can. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I see everyone.
It's kind of weird. It used to be it would post it in little thumbnails. Now it's like running across the top.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Yes, sir.
Which is different. And I guess you're the only one that's brave enough to put your picture up. Well, I shouldn't say that. Alejandra's camera isn't working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I actually just got out of work for lunch, so I was all like, well, I knew the time was from 1 to 2:20 or 2:30 roughly, so I'm like, I'll probably catch most of the gist of the class today.
No, you really haven't missed anything. We've just been working sort of the bugs out. This is a very, are any of you taking face-to-face classes?
No, sir, not at the moment.
Not me, sir.
No, not me either.
Well, the reason I ask is because for some reason, let's say, okay, like tomorrow I have a Tuesday, Thursday class. And they have told all of us that the very first day in seat, they don't want students to come to the first day at face-to-face. Why that's true, I don't know. Okay. Diana, are you signed in?
Excuse me, Professor Neil.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I didn't even know my mic was on, and I was confusing myself with the other voices, but now I got it.
Okay. You're good?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. I'm getting a message from Deanna, but I don't see her on the list of being admitted. And wow, this is like the weirdest I have ever started. I've been using Zoom since we went into COVID. That spring we went into COVID, so it's not like I'm not accustomed to doing this. But I don't know why. No? I don't know why Deanna's not here. She sent me a message. Very odd. Okay, well, I don't want to get into a lot of details. I'm still waiting for people to sign on, like Deanna, who's obviously here somewhere. Well, anyway, this is being recorded, so I will post it on Blackboard in the dashboard section on the left. It says Zoom sessions, which will be named by the day and time that they were shot. So I just picked a time, this 1 o'clock period, because I have like I mentioned to you, I have a Tuesday, Thursday class, which runs from 10 to about 11:20 or something. So I didn't want to conflict with them. And then I know from my prior experience, there's a lot of students who do not like to have class at 8 or 9 or whatever. So Ramon, I heard you say that you were just getting off of work. So is it going to be a problem getting, well, let's put it this way to the whole class. Anybody have issues with this class being taught at 1 o'clock, or would you prefer a different time?
For me, sir, I'm actually at lunch right now. I get a full hour, so I kind of get like the gist of it. If anything, I can always just go back to the recording at the end of my day and catch up on any information I messed up on.
That is correct, and that is, of course, obviously available to all of you. Caitlin, are you hearing me okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hi. I'm the same way. I work from, I'm actually getting ready to go to work.
Okay.
And I work from 2 to 8. So I'm okay. Just that when I'm driving, I'll be able to still hear. But if not, then yeah. If anything, I can still go back to the recording.
Cool. And Paloma.
Yes, sir. For me, it's fine at 1 p.m. or at any time the other students, they prefer to change to.
Okay. Alejandra, what's your position?
No, this is a perfect time for me to be logged on.
And Cesar, why don't you give me a text
you-
message.
Yes, sir. Or can you hear me right now?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
figured it out. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
I finally figured it out. Yeah, 1 p.m. sounds perfect.
Okay.
Or
Um,
anytime. Like if the other students need to, like, need
Yeah.
like a later time, I can work with that too.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm fairly lucky then, but that's two. It's only four of us, four of you guys here, and one of me. Oh, it says I have 10 participants. Where's all their names? What in the heck is going on here?
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, yeah, this is really different this time. Let's see. Karina, did I talk with you?
No, but 1 o'clock works for me.
Okay. Just, there's somebody I haven't talked to. Rafael.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We've just been talking about whether 1 o'clock is a good time to do a live stream or not for you. How does it fit in
Yeah,
your
1 o'clock.
your schedule? Okay,
1 o'clock is perfect.
and Diana, did I get an answer from you? Diana.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, little delay.
Okay.
Is 1 o'clock okay?
For gas?
Yes.
It's a nice ceiling view there. Okay. All right. Well, we got a boatload according to the
No, I'm not.
according to Zoom. There are 9 students here, which is a lot less than what we have signed up. Now, it sounds like several of you have taken online classes before. Is there anybody, let's put it this way, anybody in the group that hasn't taken an online class?
I have taken several online classes. This is just my first like Zoom class.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, a lot of professors don't like doing what I'm doing because it takes a lot of behind the scene efforts. So they tend to teach online where they just stick information online and you read it and you do what you're supposed to do and that's the end of the story. I've never really enjoyed as a student online very much. I mean, I got to, I was in a PhD program that was online and yeah, it's a little bit different then because it's a whole different issue at that level. But most students and most faculty like face-to-face. So when this COVID hit in spring and we didn't have any notice of that messing our schedules up, I went to Zoom because the next best thing to being in class is a live interface so that you guys can ask questions or ask each other questions or comments. And in a class like human sexuality, it is probably, okay, Deanna, can you read the messages that are being, the text messages that are being sent? Probably not, huh? Just me? Okay, I'll tell you. Deanna is here, her audio isn't working. And 1 o'clock would be okay, but she gets off of work at 1, so She'll probably be a little bit late signing in. So thank you for that message. Anyway, I think this is the best substitute for face-to-face. And in a way, that's why I ask you whether any of you are taking face-to-face, because if you think online is crazy, wait till you get to a face-to-face class, at least now. Hopefully next semester will be different. But what they're doing now is they're allowing face-to-face classes, but the classrooms are rated as to how many students you can have in it without violating space standards. And so it's really small. It's like 10 students, 12 students, 13 students. That's it. So in a class like this with 25, then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to have to split your class into 2 groups. And if your class meets on Tuesday and Thursday, then you meet with one part of the class on Tuesday and the other part of the class on Thursday. And some faculty, if you can believe this, some faculty are only seeing their students once every 3 sessions. So if you're teaching a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, you have Monday's class, Wednesday's class, Friday's class, which is a third of your students. So I would have to break you up into thirds, and it's just crazy. And then if you have a Tuesday, Thursday class, and you're breaking your students up into thirds, then on Tuesday you see group A, Thursday group B, the next Tuesday you see group C, and then you rotate A to Thursday. You could see the problem. You really only see your students face to face once a week. Crazy. And then some are not, not even once a week, because if you're only meeting on Tuesday, Thursday, it's going to be once every 2 weeks for most of you. So the fact that you're taking this class online, you're going to have more contact with me than you would have had with me if we had 25 students, because I'd have to break it up into 2 groups. And this human sexuality is absolutely the worst class to teach online. It's almost as bad as trying to teach a science class without the lab. Because in human sexuality, there's a lot of group work. We break into groups and we fill out questionnaires and discuss things in small groups. And then we just discuss what went on in the small groups with the large groups. There's a lot of occasion to need face-to-face contact. And so, believe it or not, I've got 4 classes, and the only one that's online is this one, which is the worst subject matter to put online. But we will survive it. Let me tell you what I anticipate is going to happen, and I hope you prove me wrong. One of the problems with teaching any subject matter online like this is, for some reason, and like I say, I hope you guys are the exception. For some reason, students don't want to participate in conversations. And some students don't want to show their face in the little box, so they just don't turn on their video part of their connection. it's just odd because when you're in a classroom, you guys know this as students. When you're in a classroom, there's a certain amount of energy in the classroom. And of course, when I teach in the classroom, I'm moving around. I'm, putting people in groups and checking how things are going. It's a very dynamic, action-oriented production for human sexuality, which is, in my opinion, I've been doing this a long time, is the best way to do it. But we're living with what we got, and all of you, I assume, chose an online class for a reason, although I don't know whether it was offered in a face-to-face or not. But anyway, we will overcome these limitations by being dynamic. If you have a question, interrupt, shoot it out, ask other students questions. We'll do like instead of going to a keyboard and doing a discussion group, which I think you do have a discussion group. I'm pretty sure I put one on there. Oh, by the way, did anybody have any issues signing on to the Blackboard to get to your class?
No, not
No,
for
sir.
me.
No, sir.
Well, that's good. That is a good thing. It sounds like all of you, like I said, all of you have had an online course before, so you're probably up on how to do things. Although there are changes, like I said, since the last time I signed into Zoom, several changes, not big things, but one of the things I don't like is I can't see on the right-hand side of what I'm looking at, I can't see everybody. It only shows me 2, 4. It only shows me 4 students. And then up on the top, essentially same, I can only see 4 students. I have to put an arrow over here, I guess, to see everybody else. Maybe I can change that with this view. How about that? Yeah, how about putting it, hey, that's an improvement. Put it in the gallery view. Then now I can see all your names. All right. One important issue is your textbook is provided to you by me, and it is allowing me, Blackboard is allowing me to do that without kicking me out. In my other classes, it's not allowing me to post the book. So you are lucky you have the book. I haven't given you permission to see the syllabus because it's not been updated. Because one of the things I am going to put in the syllabus is when the class meets. So at this point, I guess we'll continue to meet at 1 o'clock. And like Raymond said, if he or any of you are late to the 1 o'clock, or it's just not a good day for you to be sitting in a class, you can, and computer problems. I mean, there's a whole host of problems. It can occur. Don't worry about it. It'll be taped. It'll be available the same day, basically within an hour after the presentation, because it takes the time. What happens is Zoom records it, and then I take the Zoom recording and put it on YouTube, and then YouTube uploads it and gives me a URL, and then I print the URL and I send it to you in an announcement email with obviously the date. And I put time on it too, because sometimes students want something extra, like maybe a study exam, a study time for test preparation. And I'll tape that too. And people can come live and ask questions. And other people who, since it's a different time, they can't attend, well, they can listen to the test review. So that's why I put the time on it. So otherwise, it would always be at 1 o'clock. So. This is a 8-week course in a mini-mester. So I don't know necessarily whether that means you guys are kind of go-getters and you want to get your classes done and get to the end of your degree, and that's why you're taking a mini-mester, because it's quicker than taking a 16-week class. A lot of people who take summer classes, that's why they take summer classes, because they're only 5 weeks long. Some can be 10 if you want to do it on that schedule. So the only reason I bring that up is because obviously if you're doing something in 8 weeks that you would normally be doing in 16 weeks, things tend to be compressed. So anybody in this group not taken a mini-mester or a summer course before?
I've taken
Yeah, I
several
have.
mini-mesters.
Okay. Cesar, you were saying that you have as well?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir. You know that you just have to allocate a little more time to reading and getting prepared.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the general format is we will have lecture on Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, if we have to pick up something that we didn't get to, we can have some lecture on Friday. I don't generally like to do that because you would like to have some time to digest what you have learned before you take the exam. Well, the exam will be online on Blackboard, posted on Friday, but you have the whole weekend to do it. So a lot of you are going to be working, and maybe your work is more intense through Monday through Friday. Well, you still have the weekend to review, excuse me, any of the videos, or shoot questions to me if you have questions. I do provide all of my classes with a study guide. The purpose of the study guide is they are a selection of test questions, and your exam will come right off of that study guide. So if you're a energetic student, you're going to figure out pretty quickly that if you get the study guide, answer all the questions, when the test comes, you have all the answers because you already figured them out. So if it was a face-to-face class, it would be like having a cheat sheet, you know? So testing that way is to your advantage for sure. But I also know that if you're the kind of person taking a mini-mester or sometimes online, it might be because you have such a hectic lifestyle. Maybe you have children, you have work, you have other demands, taking care of relatives that are ill or something. And you like the condensed format so that you can be intense and then get it over with. Well, this really fits into your lifestyle choice. So you have your reading, you have the study guides. I believe I posted both. Oh, by the way, don't think I messed up. I will mess up, but not this time. It's not a mess up. You're not doing chapter 2 because chapter 2 is on how to look at the scientific method and experiments and a little bit about statistics, and that's great. That's great, but it's not as important as some of the other chapters. So I just took it out. So basically, you'll be doing 2 chapters a week because in a 16-week format, you do 1 chapter a week. So now we'll be doing 2 chapters a week. So that just means I have to talk faster so you won't miss anything. No, I don't have to talk any faster. We'll get on to the main points. And again, if you're energetic and type A achievers, you're going to ask questions when you have them. You're going to have your study guide. So if you can't find the answer, or the answer doesn't make any sense, or any other issue about human sexuality that you want to talk about, we will talk about. Because to me, it's more important to talk about subjects that you come up with by your reading or your thinking. So that's maximizes, I know, because I'm a psychologist, I know that you maximize your learning when you are discussing a matter that's on your mind, when it becomes your top of mind through a discussion or through your reading. So that's really the best way for you to learn and to retain the information at least long enough to take the test. Of course, as I said, at this class, you don't have to have a good memory, because if you are a good worker and you fill out the study guide, well, then you will know the answers. And when test comes, you already got them. So it's not a big deal. So anybody have any questions about that?
Everything sounds
No,
good.
sir.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to promise you anything, but I can tell you that I've taught this class for years, most of the time not online, but generally people do well. The other reason they do well, I'm just telling you from a psychology point of view, is because of why you took this class. Generally, it's because you have an interest in the subject, and or you are pursuing a career that is tied into human services, whether it's nursing, physical therapy, law enforcement, teaching, whatever. It's a class that is of interest to you because, oh, by the way, do we have any nurses in here or future nurses? No one's a nursing student? Wow, that's amazing.
Future psychologist.
Psychology is not that unusual because it's one of our options.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
that's good.
It's an interesting subject for sure.
And some people just take it because of they like to think about their own life and the lifestyle of other people. But generally, people who are in social services, human services, they are the people who take this class. And generally, I have a whole bunch of nurses because it's a requirement for nursing. I don't believe it's a requirement for any other program. Obviously, if you're a psych major. How many psych majors do I have, by the way?
I'm one, sir. Raymond Herrera.
Alexandra's one too, sir.
All right.
Me too.
Me too, sir.
Fantastic. Let me talk politics a little minute. Is anybody of you psych majors, are any of you thinking of continuing your career academic career at UTEP?
Yes, sir.
Well, my advice is for you to connect with a counselor at UTEP and ask them what psychology courses will they accept as a transfer. Because we have faculty in the psychology program who teach at UTEP as well. And they have always said at our little meetings that UTEP does not accept all of your psychology classes. Now, they may say, oh, no, we'll accept your class. But if you want credit for abnormal psychology, you have to take our abnormal psychology. We'll accept yours and we'll give you 3 hours of credit for an elective. But if you want credit for abnormal psych, you have to take ours, which I think is a ridiculous political situation. I went to community college in Illinois, and I can tell you that this problem between community colleges and upper division universities is all over the United States. And what Illinois did, because they were tired of listening to people complain about it, was they passed a law that said, if you graduate, or not even graduate, if you attend a state community college and you transfer to a state college or university, that upper division school has to accept your credits. And if you graduated with your 60 hours and your associates in arts or associates in science, they have to accept that. So they admit you as a junior. There are boatloads of EPCC graduates who go up to UTEP, and UTEP says, well, you're not really a junior because you took this class and we don't accept that class. And you say, wait a minute, I thought we were a feeder school. We're like sister universities here. No, it's all about this. Because if you took a writing class and you needed a certain amount of English courses, they do this, I know from personal experience. They will do stupid things like saying, well, writing is not an English class. What? Well, you have to have 18 hours of English and you took a writing class. That's a writing class. Well, writing class is in the English program. Oh, no. Oh, you took a literature class too. That's not English. Then what the hell is it? Well, you have to take a course that starts off with ENG. That's an English course. But if it's LIT, that's a literature course and it's not English. Now, you think I'm crazy? Check it out. Check it out. And that's what they do to psych majors. They tell you, oh, you took the psychology of adjustment. Well,
Excuse me, Professor, what would you recommend as a university for a future psychologist?
well,
Do you know of any?
they all can be good. And I'm not saying UTEP is not good. What I'm saying is the administrative decision by that group of people who decide which classes transfer and which ones don't,
Yeah.
it's not reflective of the quality of the psychology program. It's reflective of administratively. In my calloused opinion, I think it's because they want your money. They
Yeah,
don't.
absolutely.
They don't like it that you took a class, an English class, a literature class, at the community college level that you paid X amount, where they want you to take it at UTEP where it's 2x or 3x. I don't even know what the dollar amount is. So that might disappoint some of you, because some of you might say, well, damn, I shouldn't, I'll take the minimum number of classes, psych classes, because why am I taking psych classes they're not going to give me credit for? So I might as well take a class like, I don't know, let's say a government class, something they want me to take at UTEP, but I haven't taken it yet. Maybe I'll see, it's completely opposite of what you're thinking. What makes common sense, I say. What makes common sense is you're building the base of your degree program at a community college. So why not take it there? Your interest is there. That's why you're a psych major. So, but it would behoove you to, I don't know how they're doing appointments. COVID has screwed up everything, but it would behoove you to talk to a UTEP counselor and say, okay, look, I'm going to transfer to UTEP, and, tell me what, this is the classes I think I'm going to take in the 2 years that I'm here, and which ones will you accept? So I am shocked to be telling you that, but that's what my UTEP professor cohorts tell me. That, and I used to run a criminal justice program for a college here, and I had an English instructor because English was part of the criminal justice associate's degree. And she's the one who told me that because she taught at UTEP and at EPCC, she's the one who told me that the English department up there, if your class says it's a rhetoric class or like I say, a writing class, well, that's not English. So it's like, crazy. But I was surprised to hear that in their psych program, they sort of play that game too. Oh, in Illinois, they passed a law that said you have to accept it. So they won't play this game. If you're a private university, well, they can do whatever they want to. My thought about it is based on the money issue, and you would think they'd be more understanding because they want your money. But yeah, we want your money and more money for the psych class that you took at EPCC that we want you to retake at UTEP. So it's a game, and I would prefer you not getting tied up in the game. All right, how are we doing? We've already burned about an hour of our class. Since everybody has said that they didn't have a problem signing into Blackboard, have you got your material off of Blackboard, your study guide for chapter 1, your study guide for chapter 3? I was looking at your discussion board. That I worked on that for a long time to get that to work. Yeah, you do have a discussion board question, and it has to do with the 6 questions about your education, sex education prior to this class. So I hope everybody's had an opportunity to read those, fill them out, upload them. The Blackboard people said that will be visible. Your answers will be visible in the discussion board. So I kind of made it a little probably more difficult than I wanted to, but I figured with 25 students, I didn't want you to waste a whole lot of time, but I did want you to do two things. One, which since we don't have everybody here today, I don't know whether they're going to do this or not. All they have to do is read, but you know how that is. Pick two students' responses on their questionnaire here on their prior history. And that sort of reflects closest to your own personal experience, because I can tell you, having taught this class lots of times, some people have had wonderful experiences. Most of us were less than wonderful. And I'd like to encourage you to talk to at least two students whose history sort of matches yours. And if not, then just randomly pick two and discuss more in detail. And the kinds of things you would discuss, of course, is, was it adequate? How did it go? Who taught it? Oh, by the way, if I was a parent and I had children that were in high school, what would I want them to learn and in what format? And then take an assessment as you, as an adult now, has that education that you received, has it served you well? Did it not serve you very well? Did it cause problems? I will just tell you a general observation. Most of sex education in the past has been focused on anatomy and physiology. You know, this is, and we do even in this class, we have a chapter on male anatomy, a chapter on female anatomy. I don't know if I think I might have taken the one out about pregnancy, childbirth, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people, I think it's changing a little bit, but a lot of people in the past who've taken high school sex education, it's all been about showing, you know, I don't know why this thing does this. Maybe it's reflection off the light, I guess. Oh well, I can't show you any handouts like that. But anyway, pictures of, you know, somebody that's got advanced syphilis or gonorrhea or something. And so they try to scare you out of having sex and blah, blah, blah. So it's basically anatomy and why you shouldn't be having sex. That's what a lot of sex education classes have been in the past. Few have breached the subject of relationships and dating and consensual sex versus non-consensual sex, alternative lifestyle, sex relationships. I have a interview that I performed for a TV program for EPCC, where I interviewed a U.S. Army sergeant who was transitioning from male to female, and I was able to get her on camera and ask her a bunch of questions, hopefully to answer some things on your mind if you wonder what it's like to be a person who feels like they're the wrong sex for the body that they're in, and the kind of demands that takes onto a person, and the amount of stress being relieved by making the decision to transition. So it's a pretty good video. She might still be at Fort Bliss. I should probably see if I can find her. Maybe we can do another video. But anyway, that video you can watch, and that might be another one that I'll do a questionnaire on, and so we can do a discussion. So my point is, when we teach this class, when I teach this class online, I'm trying to enhance the communication between you guys as a group, because that's what you're going to remember. I mean, think about all the classes that you've had up to this one. And what do you remember from any of them? It's probably something that has an emotional component to it, because that's how our memory works for those psych majors in here. Your memory that involve emotional experience. Son's calling me. Those are the kind of memories that you remember. And a lot of the value of this class is garnered by you talking with other classmates. I mean, I could be a wonderful instructor, haha, well, whatever. I am what I am. It's, you know, the material's there. If this was a traditional online class, you wouldn't even see me. You would just be reading the stuff and taking the test, and 16 weeks later, adios. So it's another reason that I like this interaction stuff, because it makes the class more valuable to you. I know it is. So hopefully you will take my suggestion and talk among yourselves. And I believe I put on oh, I don't see it. Maybe I didn't. Well, I would like you to do a introduction, but I don't see it on here. So I've switched around my classes material because I've from different semesters. So I don't think it's on here. I don't see it because it should be these first this first week. So maybe I'll add that in here, that you do a short introduction. Does everybody have a camera available to them, either on their phone or their computer or whatever? Let's put it this way. Anybody not have access to making a video? All right, I'm not hearing anything. Because what I'll do is I'll make an assignment where you introduce yourself on a video. And then that way, we won't take class time to do that, but you can video yourself like on a Zoom session, or just go directly to YouTube and do it, and then upload it when I put something on the drop-down box about introductions. I'll put my own, I guess, up there as well. And that way you can learn something about your fellow students. And for you folks that are in psychology, it'll be a beginning for you to maybe have a group of associates, knowns that you can talk to and relate to. Generally, when we're on campus and we're meeting, we can meet after class. We have psychology club, all these things. It's all screwed up because of COVID. So I'm trying to find ways of allowing you to make connections with other people so that you can use that in the future when you're trying to figure out what's going on. Like one of you, Cesar or Ramon, one of you might get connected with UTEP and find out what's going on, and then you can share that with whoever is interested in doing that. Others,
yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Other students who are not psych students, maybe, you know, there's something that you connect to. Generally, like I say, over half my class are Diana is a psych major too. Okay, great. Our nurses, they can communicate, they can learn some things, and it helps you if you sort of do it the way I did it, which was the Lone Ranger. Well, I'll tell you when I do my introduction video, but I didn't know any psych majors in community college, and there was no psych club. And then when I got to upper division, that's a whole different story, and I'll get onto that. I won't bother you with that today. So you got your book, you got your handouts. What else are we doing here? We got week 1 discussion group. Normally, I show the John Oliver Sex Education video in class. I was going to do that today, but I wasted time getting on. So I really suggest you watch that video. It is funny as hell. And I really like doing it in class, but I got to think about the big picture. Another good video, how do you know when you're in love? Any of you folks are interested in biology and biopsychology, that is a great, great video. I got your writing assignment on here twice. I don't think you need that. You already have it up in your discussion group. This is crazy. I'll get rid of that for you so you don't have to worry about that. Delete. Wonderful delete button. Okay, list of major psychological theories. Obviously, those of you who are in psych majors, you really need to pay attention to that. Those of you who are not, it's very helpful anyway to understand things, which leads to the next, which is just a diagram of the biopsychosocial paradigm, which explains everything in psychology. If you wondered what psychology is all about and how we form our personality, what influences our personality and our decisions of self-concept, all that, it's all there in the biopsychosocial diagram. There's always a lot of theories about psychology. You got Freudian, you have behavioral, you have cognitive, you have cognitive behavioral, you've got just a whole list of psychology theories. The biopsychosocial encompasses everything. So every piece of information that you know about psychology or you think you know about psychology, it will all be in the biopsychosocial diagram. It's a little triangle with circles on it. In class, I'm usually drawing it on the board every class time. There's a video on the G spot, the Grafenberg spot. There, I think that's an article on the clitoris, and then we're on to chapter 3, where you have a PowerPoint from the book producer, and now we're getting into a little more detail with the endocrine system. Let me tell you, I've decided when I post information, whether it's a video or a written document, I will tell you, like with this one on the women's endocrine system, I have 2 videos. One's called the less detailed video on the endocrine system. And the one above it is a detailed video on women's endocrine system. And I do that because it depends on how much you're interested in the women's endocrine system. What's the endocrine system? That's your hormonal system, okay? So if you're really interested in that because you're a psychology major, or maybe you're a woman, or you could be both, and you want to know why all this stuff's going on with your hormonal system, those two videos, you can just, if you want to learn a lot, you know, one video is usually like 12 minutes long, the other one's an hour. So it just depends on what you're interested in. If you're not interested in it, then you don't have to watch it. It's not going to increase your grade any. It will increase your understanding of the subject matter. What's going to increase your grade is watching the lectures and filling out the study guides and reading your material, of course. So no reason for anybody in this class not to do extremely well. In fact, one of these days you're going to yell at me because I have such high grades in some of these classes, but it's not me. Somewhat me, but it's the way I organize things and the way I do things. So, all right. Well, by my clock, I've spoken for about an hour and 14 minutes. So anybody have any questions they want to ask about anything or procedure? Tomorrow, I mean, we're going to do this class 5 days a week.
I have a question about like this week's work. What is it exactly that we gotta do?
As far as what deliverables, what do you have to produce?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to fill out that questionnaire on your history of sex education prior to this class, and then post it, and then do the postings on the class discussion that I talked about to 2 people whose experience might be similar to yours, and then 3 other people. Just the 2 people you talk to should be more detailed. Okay.
Okay. So that all that would be under week 1, right?
Yeah. And it might be hard since we, you know, only have 7 students here, 8 students, because that means more than half the class isn't here. So they'll have to watch this video and I guess catch up. It's not going to be a perfect fit class. The first week is always a little bit challenging. This COVID stuff makes it about 10 times more challenging. And as I told you, since most of you are not taking face-to-face classes, if you were taking a face-to-face class, it would really be screwed up. So you made a good choice choosing online, because face-to-face is going to be really, really challenging, I can tell you, from a faculty point of view and a student point of view. So, all right, you've got my, still trying to figure out why I can't show you something on this camera without being all screwed up.
I have a question.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's not doing. Let me try something different. It cannot be. I don't know. This is very, very, very strange. I have the camera in my hand showing this document and it's not. That's weird too. I don't know. Normally you can take the camera and move it and you can see anything you want, but it's not wanting to cooperate with me, so. I'm not getting anywhere trying to give you an example, but it is on, I think in the announcement, the best, you know what, let me do, I can do it by chat, I think, right? I can find a participant. No, I'd like to send out a message through chat. Why won't you let me do that? Okay. Type a message here. D.A. Neal, DOC at gmail.com or a phone text at 915-691-4300. Why did that give me two A's and at? Okay, those are two ways to get a hold of me. Don't use the EPCC email. Do not use the Blackboard email, because Blackboard email I don't even look at. I have to look at the EPCC email because that's where all work-related stuff is sent. But that's the problem. Since you're not an EPCC employee, I will tell you what the problem is. On the EPCC email, they send you all sorts of crap that you don't need to know. The air conditioner in A4276 at the ASC is not working. I don't care. Sally's got some cats to give away for free. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you. This stuff is all on my EPCC email. So by the time I flip through 20 or 30 of those messages, I'm already tired. And I don't want to, oh, there's a student. Ridiculous. The email system should be for professional information. All that chismosa stuff, put it on the chismosa line. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, all the gossip line, put all that crap on a different email server, but they don't do it. They have no discipline at all. Anybody wants to post something, garage sale on Saturday, they can do it. So, and of course they give access to all the book publishers, so they're all sending us crap, and it's not unusual to get 50, 60, 70 emails in a week. I just don't have the time to be doing that. So if you send it to daneildoc@gmail.com, that not only goes to my email address, but it goes to my telephone. And that's the most important, because I always have my telephone. And if you have a question at 9:30 at night, shoot me a text or shoot me an email, and I can answer it. So that's the way I like to do business. Avoid that cluster that happens at the EDU address. And the Blackboard little email system is even worse. Usually I take it out. So, oh, by the way, when you do text me, message me, let me know which class you're in, because it'll take, I got quite a few students, over 100 students. So I'm not going to know, oh, this is Karina, I want to ask about something. It's like, then I have to go figure out who Karina is. Oh, I got more than one. Something like that. It's a lot of wasted time. But just say, this is Karina from 2306, human sexuality, whatever. And then I'll know, I'll put it in the correct perspective. Okay? All right. Well, that write that down somewhere. You'll have it in the syllabus when I ever get that printed up. Shouldn't be a big problem. So feel free to text me either by email or phone text anytime you want. If you actually have a desire to talk, text me first and say, you know, can you talk? And generally, I can if I'm not doing something with some other student. My son is calling me about something. I don't know. He's a UTEP student as well. So, all right. I'm glad all of you got a chance to show up. Again, this is all being taped, so as soon as we're done here, I'll consolidate it, upload it onto YouTube, get a URL address, post it on the dashboard where it says Zoom sessions. And not that you want to see this again. Round one was not that exciting, but that's where it's kept. Okay. All right. Let's have some fun. Please.
Hell yeah.
I'm in need. I'm in need for it. Well, you'll probably learn more about my sordid social life more than you want to know, but it's all right.
Nice meeting you, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad to see psych majors in here. Usually they're the pace setters, so that's always good. But I don't care what your degree program is. Both of my girls are into the medical field, and my son is in electrical engineering. So none of them went into social sciences. That's the way it is. Al vidalo. All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye,
Be safe.
Professor.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks again.